First of all, if you don't like sarcasm or dry humor, this video is not for you. Turn it off, walk away. You're not gonna like this. Having said that, Salt Lake City, the capital of Utah, is home to stunning landscapes, a vibrant culture, and a booming economy, which is why so many people are drawn to the city. However, depending on individual wants, values, lifestyle, Salt Lake City may not be the ideal place to call home. We'll delve into 10 reasons why one should not relocate to Salt Lake City. Firstly, number 1, the altitude of Salt Lake City is 4,200 feet, lower than Denver, which is 5,280 feet. At this elevation, the air is thinner and it impedes the body's ability to get oxygen into the blood, which can make it difficult for some newcomers to adjust. But if you're going to do something, you should do it right. No one wants to be number 2. If you're going to walk around dizzy and impotent, you should at least be able to buy a quality edible legally. Second, Salt Lake City can be unpredictably hot in the summer and cold in the winter, with temperatures reaching over 100 degrees Fahrenheit and below 0 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. This extreme climate can be a challenge for newcomers to adapt to, as well as being a liability for those with seasonal allergies, asthma, and an otherwise morally bankrupt constitution. Third, the cost of living in Salt Lake City is above the national average, especially housing, which can be 3 times more expensive than the average. Unless you're moving here to move back in with your parents, there will be hurdles. Fourth, Salt Lake City has a limited public transportation system, which can make it difficult to get around the city. Additionally, traffic can be a big issue, making an already long commute even longer. Even if you have a car, no one is going to let you in on the freeway as you're trying to merge anyway. You might as well stay in the far right lane anyhow, as it is the de facto passing lane. The actual passing lane is where your neighbors will drive aggressively to get in front of you, only to slow to a crawl when they're sure there's no way that you can pull ahead of them. Fifth, number 5. Due to the predominance of a certain type of religiosity that is overwhelming, which can be an issue for many newcomers. This includes alcohol laws, which are particularly strict in Utah. So newcomers looking for a good nightlife probably won't find it here unless you enjoy a night of Matlock at home with your grandparents and their best friends. In that case, you will be more than happy with Utah, so long as you're not late for church in the morning. Sixth, the city's economy is heavily reliant on tourism, which can make it difficult for newcomers to find long-term friendships. If you care about developing deep and empathetic relationships with your friends, you'll have to learn how to do it very quickly before they leave for their next ski destination. Besides that, the locals are much too busy taking the tourists for all they're worth. Seventh, Utah is also known for its low taxes, which can be a con to those looking to making a living in the city. If you hoped to become a rich tax collector in Utah, well, you could just forget it. Generally speaking, wages are lower than the national average, so making ends meet may be more challenging, especially if you have a good idea for a new business that doesn't involve multi-level marketing. No one has the patience here for schemes that don't include get-rich-quick options. Eighth, Salt Lake City can be quite far from other large cities, meaning you'll have to travel for long hours if you're looking for a change. Hours and hours of bare red sand dotted with sagebrush and the occasional cow skull. Furthermore, there can be a lack of diversity in its cultural activities as everyone conforms to the same cishet white male values. Unless you dive into the underground, in which case you'll only have to conform to everything but the aesthetics and the clothes, which offer a much better variety. Ninth, Salt Lake City is also known for its outdoor activities, like skiing and snowboarding, which can be intimidating and expensive. If you don't dream of hurtling down an icy hill at speeds of above 45 miles per hour, this may not be for you. Additionally, the city is prone to smog and hazardous air quality, which is why Utahns so deeply object to light rail and mass transit in general. If there's a way to lessen the air pollution in Salt Lake City Valley, Utah politicians are sure to demonize and sideline any such project with the silent acquiescence of all who vainly object quietly to themselves. Finally, number 10. Salt Lake City has a young population. Those aged 25 to 34 account for 38% of the city's population, so it may be hard to find peers of a similar age. In conclusion, Salt Lake City may have a lot to offer in terms of landscape, business opportunities, and culture, but depending on one's wants, values, and lifestyle, there are in fact plenty of young people who really don't want to know or hang out with you. Probably you'll just bore them with stories of what television or phones used to be like in the 90s before the internet allowed us all to say the meanest things we could possibly think of without having to face the consequences of saying it to anyone in person. There you have it. 10 reasons why Salt Lake City may not be the ideal city for you to move to. If I haven't changed your mind and you'd still like to look around, reach out to me and I'd be happy to guide you. I'm sure you'll hate it, or at the very least you'll find my dad jokes to be benignly irritating and occasionally condescending. If you're looking to buy a home in Salt Lake City, check out my video about the best neighborhoods around. If quality of life is the most important thing to you, you need walkability, entertainment, and food nearby, this video is just for you. I'm Ryan Shupit with Active Utah Homes at Realty One Group Signature. On this channel, I teach you everything you need to know about buying your first home.